And I'm gonna be high. I'm a rocket man.
Rocket man, hey.
And I'm gonna be
I'm a rocket man. I landed by side, different land for my kind. Spin old man for my bro, spin old man for my mother. Got a plan for my brother, Chanel bag for my lover. Put old nigga those suckers, they telling on one another. I want a train that run a train. If she want bang, just let her bang. He said he bleeding where to stay. My bitch at the top of food chains. They local, I don't even know the name. I been fresh since a kid, ain't never played. I just picked up a back in Rotterdam. I'ma whip out the Mac and pop your brain. I do what I want and shout it.
Welcome back to Water Hose Drinkers. Today is Friday, January 5th, 2024. It is episode 16, the first episode of the new year. Al, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Merry Late Christmas. Feels good to be back. Plenty to talk about today.
You know, first things first, repping the new pickup, Sauce Gardner.
Vince Carter, purple throwback. The actual Raptor logo on there. Can't believe they got away from these masterpieces.
Best uniforms Raptors ever had.
I know, they're gorgeous.
So to start as always, Song of the Week. My Song of the Week this week is Honky Tonk Nighthawk by Culture Wall.
Certified banger on his new album.
Absolute killer album too, man. He keeps on just putting out better and better music.
I don't know what the word is, but he just went way more like waltzes and slow songs, but they're all really good. I got AT Aliens by Outkast because I was listening to Outkast earlier today.
Interesting. Sorry, guys.
Trying to mix it up a little bit.
So now, since we've kind of kept them holding here, trying to get going, the Chicken Coop. Good friend Cooper Roberts from Savannah, Georgia Southern grad. You're Alabama fan of the podcast.
Our local band.
Coop!
What up, Coop?
Can you hear us? What's up, Coop? So, I got a couple things for you before we get going here. You got a New Year's resolution?
I'm gonna try to turn into a little runner. So you can try that out. See what all the hype's about.
See what all the
I
hype's
saw the
about.
other morning you sent me something of you running at like 6:30 in the morning.
Yeah, dude, it's way too cold for that shit.
Coop's been getting up and grinding, man, for
Good
work.
for you, Coop. Good for you.
Gotta pick up something new, you know.
What about you, Al?
Probably to hate more, to be a bigger hater.
Interesting. Like all your fans out there?
Well, really just praying on the downfall of my enemies. Like my least favorite restaurant in Hawkinsville closed down, so we're off to a good start.
Which restaurant closed?
Georgia Bob's.
Oh yeah, I'll tell you some stuff about that off air. So yeah, for me is after seeing Jersey Jerry's illustrious 36-hour stream the other night, I don't know if y'all saw that. He was on a mission to get a hole-in-one on the golf simulator. It took him like 2,600 tries. So my New Year's resolution this year is to get a hole-in-one in golf. On a real golf course.
All right, let's see it.
So thanks to Jersey Jerry, that is my New Year's resolution.
How long was he hitting golf balls for? Because surely he couldn't hit golf balls 36 hours straight.
Yeah, he obviously took a break, but he hit over 2,600 golf balls.
That's insane.
Didn't Dave Portnoy hire one of his guys after that stream?
Yeah, he hired his producer. Like
Yeah, I
for full
saw
time.
that.
Wow.
It was huge, dude. Like Max Homa and all these golfers were like telling him congrats and all this stuff, and Pebble Beach like sent him this like flag, was like hole-in-one on number 7 at Pebble Beach because that's what he was playing as on the golf simulator. Like PGA Tour was commenting on his live stream and everything.
Talk about the producer. Hey, man, how'd you get your big break? Oh, I just filmed my boss hitting golf balls for 36 hours.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, for real.
So, Coop, I have a question for you, actually,
What's up?
and for Alec, and for the people, for that matter. So, bear with me. Would you rather have the ability to time travel but can never return to the original time, or be able to read minds but you're always hearing people's thoughts? So, like, I'll elaborate on it.
Those both sound pretty terrible.
So if you time travel from this very moment, you can never travel back to this very moment.
But, I mean, wouldn't a loophole be like I could just go back to an hour ago?
Yes. Yes. Correct. But you're reading people's minds, you're never able to turn it off. You're always hearing other people's thoughts.
And I can go forward and back in the past?
Yes.
Yep. Yeah, time travel.
I'm time traveling too.
For sure.
I think I'm time traveling.
All right. I'm glad we're all on the same page.
Dude,
I saw
having
this
to-
one and I thought it was interesting.
I don't think I would want to hear people's thoughts all the time.
No, I couldn't.
Yeah, like you can't control it.
I couldn't either. So, Coop, you got anything for us? I mean, obviously the tide went down, brother. I mean, unfortunate loss. I hypothetically switched at the last moment to the Crimson Tide.
Yeah,
And it didn't work out for me. So,
We talked before the game, and you hypothetically, made the last switch, which wasn't a bad switch. I mean, I'm sure 80% of America was on that switch if they did switch. Which also scared me because that's when I saw how everyone was on Alabama. I was, really not okay with that. So,
I hypothetically also had Blake Corum to score a touchdown, which cashed
yeah.
pretty nicely.
But yeah, it sucks to lose, but I mean, hell of a game.
Y'all center is in the transfer portal. It seems like every single Bama fan in the world is ecstatic that he's leaving Tuscaloosa.
What's his name?
Yeah, and that's been a
McLaughlin?
problem all
McLaughlin?
year. So
Yeah, he was awful. I would even
All
venture
year.
to say that he was one of the main contributing factors of Alabama losing that game.
Oh, dude, especially the last snap of the game. I mean, he had
Miller
bad
couldn't get
snaps
his
all
eyes
game.
up.
He had bad snaps all game and in crucial situations, and you cannot have that out of your center, especially if you're playing for Nick Saban.
Especially if you're playing for Nick Saban in a playoff game.
Yeah, against Michigan.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, Coop, I know you got some other stuff going on, so we'll kind of get you out of here in a second. But you went 2-1 last week. You're 11-8 on the season on your hypothetical picks. What you got in store for us this week?
Well, I got a little just straight Sunday slate for y'all.
Okay.
I'm taking the obvious Cowboys money line. I mean, why not? Even if they don't play Dak, I still think, let's roll with it.
Who are they playing?
The Commies.
The Commanders.
Commies. Okay.
Sam Howell playing for a job.
Yep.
Okay.
Love the Lions at home against the Vikings.
Okay. Lions minus 3.5.
Mm-hmm. And you know what? I'm taking my Dirty Birds because we got to. If the Bucs lose this weekend to Carolina and we beat the Saints, or actually, I take that back. Sorry, if the Bucs lose to Carolina and we beat the Saints, I'm pretty sure it'll be like a 3-way tie for the NFC South. I could be wrong, or I don't know how that's going to play out because we'll all have like the same record.
So,
It'll be the Saints, Bucks, and Falcons have the same record, which will come down to division wins, which I think we might have the upper hand in that.
So if the Falcons beat the Saints and Carolina beats the Bucks,
And yes, Falcons would
Falcons would win the division, correct? Because you would have three teams at 8 and 9, being the Falcons, Saints, and Bucks, and the Falcons Saints and Bucks both are 3-2 in the division. So if the Saints and Bucks lose, Falcons win. Falcons are 4-2 in the division, meaning a division win.
This is going to be like
Yes.
when the Commanders won the NFC East a couple of years ago at 8-9. That was so ugly.
Like that year Dak snapped his ankle in half.
Yep.
Yeah. Sorry, Jack
But then
and
again,
Gilly.
it's like, what do you really win? I mean, like, we're going to get smacked in the first round and you're fucking your draft stock. So it's like, do we really win if we win?
Well, ideally, we were talking about this before air. Ideally, I mean, dude, you of course, everybody's like, yeah, you got to win the division to get in the playoffs. Obviously, it's a must-win game, but for draft stock, obviously, it's not great. But I mean, dude, for the Falcons to win the division and get in the playoffs, man, that's huge, and I think it's getting it done, man. Screw the draft stock.
And it possibly
I mean, if
buys
we can-
Arthur Smith more time.
Oh, 100% does.
And I mean, if we can go out and get a quarterback next year, or I don't know, get someone in there that can develop Ritter a little bit, then I'm okay with making the playoffs. Like, let's do it. Like,
Are,
we
are
made the
you
playoffs.
okay with Justin Fields?
See, the way he played against the Falcons, hell yeah. But the rest of the year, I don't know. You know, it's kind of iffy.
This is what I say needs to happen. Let Heineke walk. Trade for Justin Fields, probably going to be a second-round draft pick. With a third round, maybe a fourth. Fine with that. Draft Michael Penix late first round. Hold on to Desmond Ritter. You can carry 3 quarterbacks on your roster now. Carry all 3 of them.
I think that
I'll
if
tell you the man I want.
If the
Sitting up
Falcons
for the Dirty
get
Bird.
anybody
Jaden
like
Daniels.
Jaden Daniels, Penix,
Yeah.
Justin Fields, and they keep Arthur Smith, it's going to be awful. He's not going to use them correctly. They need to bring in another head coach if they're going to bring in somebody like that.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't know, man. I think best quarterbacks in the draft to me are Caleb Williams, Bo Nix, and Penix.
Bo Nix.
I saw what people calling for.
I think he's going to have a great NFL career, man. I really do.
I saw where people were
Maybe.
wanting to hire our OC as our new head coach and fire Arthur Smith. That Steve Nelson guy or whatever his name is.
We were talking about hopefully the Falcons get the OC from Miami.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like that could be.
In the OC for the Lions are out there looking, I guess, a potential new head coaching spot.
Yeah, he's going to be in the mix.
That would be a good pickup.
That'd be good.
But I mean, like we said, if the Falcons win this game and win the division and make the playoffs, it's going to be a sticky situation because Arthur Smith's got some job security.
What if the Falcons hire Todd Monken as their head coach?
I don't know. I can't say. Has Todd Monken ever been a head coach before?
Not in
Don't
the
think
NFL.
so.
So, I mean, it's kind of tough being a first-time NFL coach. I'd like to have, if they're going to hire somebody else, I'd like to have somebody with some head coaching experience. And Todd Monken has been a head coach one time in his career at Southern Miss from 2013 to 2015. So, that's the only time he's been a head coach. So, I'd have to say no.
When is a better time to experiment, though?
True, but that also means that the Falcons have to have the right guy at quarterback, and you got to build on the O-line and the receiver room. You got to have the right pieces for that guy to be successful, to experiment on a head coach.
Yeah.
Because if not, if you're going to ride with what you have right now and not trade for Justin Fields or just draft a guy, you got to have somebody with experience.
That's
I
fair.
agree.
Well, Coop, you got anything else for the people?
Yeah, I just want to say, I mean, going back to Bama, Michigan, dude, you know, I watched Saban's press conference, watched on the Pat McAfee show this week, and what I don't get is, if you're the greatest head coach of all time, and I'm not dissing Saban, but, you know, if you listen to him talk, he said on that last drive, we went out there, he said he loved the look we got. Like, loved it. With the personnel, the play call, what they had lined up, loved it. And then, so Michigan called a timeout. So then we call a whole different play, different personnel, go out there. We didn't like the look at all. So we call our timeout. So knowing that there's no more timeouts, we go out there, line up, and Saban literally said, yeah, I didn't like the look at all. It was a bad look. He's like, it's on us as coaches. We didn't have anything to check to, if we didn't like this look. And then we said, I'm sitting there thinking, how in the hell are you the greatest coach of all time and you don't have any backup to, if I don't like this look, we're going to check to this. Didn't have anything. Nothing lined up.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
I mean, I'm kind of shocked, especially in that situation, how you don't have anything to check to.
Yeah,
honestly.
you know what I'm saying? And so,
walk up
and
to
he
the line
said
with
Tommy
three
Rees
plays.
loved the play call because apparently, like all game, whenever they brought all the pressure like that, that's when Milroe kind of broke loose for a couple, decent games when he took up the middle. So, I mean, I get where they're saying I like the play call because, I mean, he did it throughout the game a couple times. But if we can't execute the play and don't like our look, I mean, dude, check out of it.
No kidding. I mean, then again, people are saying with that overhead view of it that Milroe missed the hole. Okay, maybe, but a bad snap started that whole play.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He was already running with his head down. He couldn't. If he would have caught it looking straight up the center's ass, he could have saw that hole to the left. I'm thinking at least.
No, I'm
He's
in 100%
definitely athletic
agreement.
enough to make that cut and go.
For sure.
Dude, I'll say it. I think that Michigan is better than we thought they were all along.
I'll say it too. I mean, that defense literally came to play. They watched the Texas film. They're like, this is how you beat them, which I don't know why any other team didn't do that the whole year. And they brought the pressure, and and so we couldn't throw the ball. Like I said with Georgia, you make us – oh, no, sorry. I've eaten those words. I said opposite. I said you make us throw, you win. But we couldn't throw. We still couldn't win. That defense was going nuts.
Yeah, man, and it's shocking about how dominant Alabama's offense and defensive front was in the SEC championship to where, a month or however long later against Michigan, they get dominated, man.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's just, it's weird. That's how college football is. But, I mean, I can't complain. It was a great game. And after that, I'm like, screw it. Bring on the 12 team. Let's roll with it.
That was a great day for college football, man.
That was a very good day for college football. Two great semifinal games that were both close. This is now the second year after last year we had both semifinal games were really close.
Yeah.
No blowouts. You're going to see one of two historic programs win a national championship for the first time in forever.
Yeah. Coop, who wins it?
Dude, I think Michigan with that defense. Yeah, I mean, Washington, they got that electric offense. But from what I saw in that Rose Bowl, if that same defense shows up, dude, I don't know. I think Michigan's got it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with that one, honestly.
I'm rolling with Michigan.
I think we're all on Michigan.
All right,
Although,
Coop.
Damn, I don't want to bet Washington money line.
No.
Allegedly.
Yeah. Hypothetically, maybe if the bookie
maybe
throws some
last
free
second
play,
flip.
Yeah.
to hedge a little bit,
Little last second flip.
Yeah, well, let's say you hypothetically throw $50 on Michigan, right? -4. And then you could throw about a $15 wager on Washington money line, and whichever hits, you're still going to be in the positive.
Right.
Or you might break even if Washington just straight up wins. But if Michigan doesn't cover their spread and Washington covers the spread and not wins, then you're just screwed.
Yeah. Which, I mean, I think Washington, I say this about so many of these games, and it still stands true on this one. Michigan wins big, or Washington wins close.
Right.
By
When
big,
you saw
how
the Texas
big?
game, they couldn't score.
I think
All they do is driving down and kick a
Like,
field
Michigan
goal.
wins
10 plus?
like 30-10.
Oof. I hope not. I hope it's a good game, man.
I think Washington is going to drop 10 to 17 points, or they're going to hang up like 35.
Okay. All right, Coop. I appreciate it, man. That was a good chicken coop. Thank you as always,
I
man.
appreciate it.
Have a good time. Tell Molly we're sorry for holding you up.
No, you're good. I just want to say before I go, to all the FSU fans, y'all can kick rocks. trying to troll us after losing the Michigan thing. Y'all should have been in
Yeah.
because y'all wouldn't even have scored 10 on any of those teams.
No, not
You
even.
do it on Georgia.
They might have scored 14 against Washington, but they would have lost by 40. So,
Yep.
Yeah. So FSU fans, kick rocks.
all right, Coop. I appreciate it, brother.
All right.
See you,
See y'all,
Coop.
boys.
Well, that was.
The chicken coop.
Sorry, kind of we're saying that at the same time. Yeah, the chicken coop, dude.
Synced up.
So yeah, dude, going back to that, I got a couple more things. I'll hold it. I'll hold what I have to say. I'll hold it until we get to the dogs.
Okay. I had a couple of general things to run through. The Hoop Dogs, 10-3 on the year, playing against Missouri tomorrow. I think that game's at 1 o'clock. Line has not come out on it, but it's expected to be pretty short in Missouri's favor. 1, 2, 3, somewhere in there. First SEC game. So
Yeah.
let's go Hoop Dogs.
Georgia Southern did win their first conference game of the year against Southern Miss, but they dropped Arkansas State last night. They are, I believe, 1-14.
Yikes. Yikes, yikes. That's tough.
Yeah, not good.
Speaking of yikes, the Hawks are down to 14-19. I don't really have much to say there. When basketball starts rolling around, I'm on the Hoop Dogs now, rather than the Hawks.
I'm with that. College basketball, we've said it so many times. College basketball is just so much better.
So much better, so much more fun.
Dude, speaking of college basketball, did you see Caitlin Clark's game winner? Dude, insane. See, this is why we needed Jamie to pull it up on the big screen here so
It would be
everybody see.
perfect,
But dude, she had a killer game winner. Sorry, it was awesome.
dude. She is a baller.
Dude, yeah. Here, let me. I got to pull up this clip. So, if anybody who's either on Spotify or watching on YouTube, sorry, we would love to be able to show you this clip, but you're going to have to look it up yourself.
Although I do make a women's bracket every single year, so I
Oh,
can
yeah.
pick Georgia to win because Georgia women's team's always in.
NCAA women's college basketball just signed a new deal with ESPN to televise games too. I think it's like a $10 million deal or something like that. So it's actually pretty huge for women's basketball.
Last year, this is what ever play the game.
But they're up by 3 right now. Oh, this is after her shot. Okay. Bang! Bang!
Dude, but listen to the basket hit. That's what's the best.
Anticipation here. Davis, time winding down. Are they going to get the ball up in time?
She pulled up from range from the logo. You hear that?
Yeah, that swish. Dude, they were trying very hard to set her up for that shot.
Dude,
They knew that if we're going to get a bucket right now, it's going to Caitlin.
She's insanely good, bro. Insane.
Easily number 1 pick in the WNBA draft.
Dude, but I was listening to something today that when I was listening to Pat McAfee today, they were talking about how in the WNBA draft they had her like late first round. Like, this is the best player in college basketball we're talking about
That
here.
can't be right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Although I'm not very tuned in with WNBA draft buzz.
Dude, I just like the LSU women's basketball team and Caitlin Clark. That's all I know.
And the Lady Hoop Dogs. And the Lady
Yeah.
Hoop Eagles.
Yes, so
Of course.
we need to be more informed.
Yep.
So sorry for all of
All right.
our women's basketball fans.
That's my New Year's resolution, to be more informed on women's college basketball.
yes, there we go.
I wanted to just talk about the transfer portal as a whole. Not like going into a bunch of different guys, but really the big news of today / yesterday is Ole Miss running back Quinshon Judkins has just hit the portal. Why? Other than a just monstrous dollar amount, why?
It seems like Ole Miss didn't want him there because Lane Kiffin put something on Twitter that it was him fishing, and it was a picture of a shark, and it said catch and release, and posted it after that was announced of him transferring. And then Dark put something on his Instagram story of Tom Brady saying like something like along the lines of, if you're not going to ride for your team and your teammates, like, we don't want you, just get out of here.
But was there already a rift between Ole Miss and Judkins
I don't know.
before the transfer?
I don't know.
Or did the transfer cause the rift? Is the question.
People are saying, people on Twitter, of course, my source here is saying that there was a unknown rift between Kiffin and him.
Well, that definitely shines a little more light on it.
And they were saying that he was going to Kiffin and their offensive coordinator and saying how they need to change the game plan. And this is what he thinks that the game plan was all sent around of him getting the ball more.
Wow.
How true that is, I don't know. So
Wow.
don't quote me on anything I just said.
Well, a lot of that would make this make sense a little bit more. From the outside looking in, it looks like their starting running back, who was getting fed plenty, is leaving off of a really good team, a team that's going to be better next year than I think they were this year.
For sure. Georgia Southern goes there next year.
We talked about it a little bit last episode about Travis Etienne transferring from Florida to Georgia. That's absurd. I mean, don't get me wrong, very happy to have Etienne in Athens. He's going to be a great addition. He's probably going to be the number one option at the running back position for the Dogs next year. But flipping from the team that recruited you out of high school to their biggest rival is insane. Absolutely bonkers. The transfer portal is completely off the rails. I'm not a fan. It's gone too far. There should have been guidelines put on it.
100%. There should have been guidelines put on it. And guess we can kind of tie this into the Dogs on what I'm about to say, so we can jump into the Dogs after this. So Kirby said it best in his post-game press conference about how things that need to get fixed, because look at that smackdown that happened, in the Orange Bowl. And that there should have been actual guidelines put in place, yes. So what I think that needs to happen is that you take out this early signing day period in December, right? One signing day in February for all high school kids. That's what I think that needs to be happen. And transfer portal does not open up until after the national championship. Let the season end. Let everything settle down. Everybody needs to focus on getting their job done. Or if your team's season's done, fair game, right?
I would like to create a system where transfer portal recruiting is not going to overlap with high school recruiting.
Yes. And I think there needs to be like a commissioner of the transfer portal. Like there needs to be somebody in charge, or a group of people in charge, to monitor all of this NIL stuff and transfer portal things. Because NCAA just basically said it's legal, fair game, do whatever you want, right? And that it's just causing absolute chaos in college football.
Kind of an interesting idea is, what if following the finish of the regular season, guys can declare for the portal but cannot declare a destination? So maybe by the time you get around to high school signing day, you know who all is leaving, and then you can address needs and start going after guys. I don't know. I feel like there is a better system than how we have it right now.
Yes. And like we said before, it just should have been in place before all of this chaos started, and the NCAA knew that it was going to come to this point. So how do you not see that prior?
Now the toothpaste is out of the tube.
Yeah, no kidding, dude. So, Dogs, absolute smackdown, 65-3, 63-3, something like that. Dude, I mean, absolute beat down, dude. And Little Muschamp getting in there at the end of the game.
Little Muschamp.
That was awesome,
So
dude.
it was the second biggest bowl victory in college football history, beating Georgia's thwumping of TCU last year in the national championship. 60 points was the margin. 58 was the margin for the national championship. 673 total yards for the Dogs. 209 for Florida State. Georgia had 7 different players with a touchdown.
it was a great day to be a Georgia Bulldog that day, man. There was a lot of dog fans at the Orange Bowl and in Miami. And, dude, Kirby, everybody who didn't see Kirby's post-game press conference, dude, just go watch it. But what was also great is, did you see Norvell's speech to the locker room after the game?
I did not.
That's why we needed Jamie. So I am actually going to see if I can try to find it here. And then,
What do you say to your team after that?
dude, it was a pretty good speech, man. So I've got it right here.
Life, there's gonna be a lot of things that you cannot explain, you cannot put your finger on, but ultimately you're always gonna have a choice. You're gonna have a choice about what you want to do, how you want to do it, what you want it to look like. I've told you since the very first day that I came here, right? Hard work does not guarantee success. It doesn't, and it never will. But it absolutely will put you in the best position to be able to achieve it. I think that's one thing that we've seen throughout the course of this season. We got some remarkable men that are sitting here in front of me. And the work you put in, the decision that you made, just to say yes, because you know what? It's really easy when things don't go well, right? And you hurt, right? And you're angry, and you're sad. The easiest thing to do is to pull back and stop. That's what the world wants you to do. But there's only a select few people that are willing to freaking fight. And I am grateful for you. I'm grateful for what you've done. I'm grateful for who you are. You deserve better than that. So I apologize to you. For you guys that are playing your last game, you had a season that will be remembered forever. And I respect the hell out of who you are for being in here today, for stepping on that field and going and giving everything forever. You have my respect.
So I guess that's what you say to your team.
Yeah, dude, I thought it was pretty damn good, honestly. I mean, obviously they're upset, but that's what you say to your team.
That's what you say to your team. That was pretty good.
What else you got on that game?
That was it for the game itself, but some big news coming out in the past couple of days. We already know Carson Beck is coming back. That is, he has now been joined by Tate Ratledge, Xavier Truss, and Nazir Stackhouse on draft-eligible guys that are returning
Huge.
to Georgia next year.
Of course, Javon Bullard, Bowers, Ladd. Who am I missing?
Kamari Lassiter.
Of course,
Van
Mims.
Pran, Mims. All those guys will go.
What about Jack Saint? Rosemary Jack Saint. Is he going pro?
I think he's coming back.
Okay.
Should be a big piece of the receiver room next year.
So, yeah, any news on pickups besides ETN for the Dogs in the transfer portal?
Two more additions. Colby Young's wide receiver out of Miami, 6'5", jump ball guy.
Huge.
And
Huge, by the way.
Michael Jackson, the third, coming from USC.
Very, very, very big pickups by the Dogs. Dude.
I like the Colby Young pickup a lot. He gives something to the receiver room that we don't have too many of.
Michael Jackson is an unproven corner at the college level right now. Of course, but he is...
Pass catcher.
Sorry, yes. But he is going to be effective. And he's going to be in there in the mix day one.
I think he's...
I don't know why I was thinking corner.
I'm thinking that was a depth piece.
Okay. He's going to get some good PT, though, for sure.
Oh, he's definitely going to get some PT. You got MRJ coming back.
Yeah.
Arian Smith has not made his intentions clear, but likely coming back.
Hopefully Jack
Dominic
Saint
Lovett,
is coming back.
Ra Thomas. There's... My head's in a blender on wide receivers that have hit the portal.
But especially Dominique Lovett is coming back.
But
that
Lovett is
a big
coming back.
returner.
You got several receivers coming in this freshman class. You got Oscar Delp, you got Lawson Lucky, you got Pierce Berlin. Lots of guys.
Lawson Lucky got in the end zone in the bowl game.
Yes,
His
he
first
did.
career touchdown.
Lots of guys to get the football to. That
Yeah.
was all I had for the Dogs.
So for the Georgia Southern Eagles, not much going on. I'm hearing some rumors of that we're looking at. I'm drawing a blank on the name of this offensive lineman from UNC. How true that is, I don't know. Of course, this is just Twitter rumors here. But we did get a commit yesterday. LV Bunkley Shelton, a wide receiver that originally started at Arizona State and was previously at Oklahoma this past year.
LV Bunkley Shelton.
Yes, very interesting name. He does not have a whole lot of college stats. I think he's got like 500 career yards and 2 or 3 touchdowns, but he's battled some injuries over his career. So hopefully that he stays healthy, and wide receiver room's going to be good, man. Derwin Burgess is coming back for another year. He just announced that either today or yesterday. So yeah, you still got Dalen Cobb in there, dude. Wide receiver room. Expect some, new faces, of course, but especially with Derwin Burgess and Dalen Cobb, they're going to be in the mix, obviously. And, of course, with adding Tyler Fromm as well from Auburn tight end, he's going to be a good two-way tight end, meaning blocking and pass catching. So it's going to be huge. So, yeah, not much on Georgia Southern, obviously, but I'll go ahead and jump into the Jets. Jets, Jets. So the Jets this week, we have the Patriots in New England. Last week we lost to the Browns on Thursday Night Football. Joe Flacco had a great game. Breece Hall had a great game. Snubbed from the Pro Bowl, Breece Hall, might add.
Yep.
But you're also competing with, in the AFC, James Cook got a Pro Bowl, as he should. Mostert got the Pro Bowl, as he should. And Derrick Henry got the Pro Bowl, as he should. So,
I would have taken Breece Hall to the Pro Bowl over Derrick Henry this year.
I mean, yes, stats-wise, yes, I do agree with you, but this is also Derrick Henry we're talking about here. So
Pacheco didn't get a bid?
Nope. Unless they're just like alternates, and we don't know that yet. So
yeah,
but I don't know. So yeah, that's the Jets still suck. That's all I got.
Ooh, I actually had some pretty big news on the Jaguars. Ross Matiskik. Ross Matiskik. Long snapper, Pro Bowler.
Woo! Quinnen Williams got the Pro Bowl for the Jets. Sauce got it. Yeah.
We have a bunch of alternates.
Garrett Wilson got over 1,000 yards, but I thought one snub was Quincy Williams at linebacker. He didn't get a Pro Bowl bid.
Josh Allen might have gotten a Pro Bowl bid. If he didn't, then something's gone horribly wrong.
Younghoe Koo didn't get it.
Really?
Cowboys kicker got it.
Oh, Cowboys kicker has been unreal this year.
Yeah, so. Of course, Justin Tucker got it in the AFC.
Besides celebrating Ross, our Pro Bowl long snapper, Trevor Lawrence is iffy.
I think he's still questionable right now, but
For Sunday,
it's for the division and the playoffs, dude. He's playing.
Trevor's playing. I would put a lot of hypothetical shekels on Trevor Lawrence playing football on Sunday. So the Jaguars are in the playoffs with the division with a win. If they lose, they can still clinch a spot, but you got to have some things fall your way. So if the Jaguars lose to the Titans on Sunday, they would need a Steelers loss and no tie in the Indianapolis-Houston game.
Game is where?
Where did we play them earlier this year? I think it's in Jacksonville.
Let's double check here. The game is in Nashville, Tennessee.
It's in Nashville. No matter.
Nissan Stadium.
Nissan Stadium doesn't scare me.
Yaggies, man. I love the Yaggies this week. If they win this week, they hit the season total for the over and obviously win the division. And I hypothetically have both of those. And so does Alec. So we need a massive win for the Jaguars this week.
Big win.
And I may or may not have a hypothetical wager on them this week.
Let's freaking go, dude.
So as we mentioned, wagers, we'll jump right on into the gambling corner. Our good friend Gavin Bloodworth, a.k.a. the Bullfrog, coming straight in from the lily pad. He went 2-2 last week, so he's retaining yet another week. He's been, for the past month, our celebrity guest picker. So I was like, dude, you can keep on running. 500's fine, but you got to give me some odd number of picks this week. So he's got 3 picks this week. Michigan -4 in the national championship versus the Washington Huskies. He's got the Vikings +3 against the Detroit Lions in Detroit. And he's got the Bengals -7 at home versus the Brownies. So we'll see what happens. Him and Cooper kind of contradicting themselves there. So who knows? So for me, I went 1-0 last week. Me and Alex started this thing, and I'm kind of tagging along his trend. So last week I did 1 pick, and I won. So this week I'm doing 2 picks. So if I win both of these, I'm going to go up to 3 picks and so forth. If I lose, go back down to 1 pick. So last week I had Breece Hall over 44.5 rushing yards, which hit. I'm 1-0 last week, and I'm 24-31 on the year. Not great. But as a whole, once we talk some numbers here between me, Alec, Cooper, and Pepe, we have a winning record. So if you're tailing all of our picks, you're positive.
Still profitable.
So this week I have got the Jacksonville Jaguars -4. Like we were talking about against the Titans in Nashville. And I also have Chris Jones of the Chiefs. They are playing... Chiefs are playing the Chargers. I have Chris Jones over a half a sack. If Chris Jones gets a half a sack, he gets like $1.25 million, so like $1.5 million. Either way, don't know what the actual number is. It's over $1 million. He's getting a sack this week.
Chris Jones, half a sack. Lots of interesting player props. You should look into those if you are into the player props.
Yes. It's
Incentives,
going
rather.
around the internet, so it's pretty easy to find. So y'all look that one up if you're hypothetically going to take a wager.
So, same deal like Josh explained. I went 1-0 last week. I'm now 29-19 on the year. My pick last week was Mizzou, and they
Big win for Missouri, too.
Big
Dude,
win
that
for
was
Missouri.
awesome.
Drinkwitz, huge win, especially going into the competitive SEC next year. But it is a new week. It's a new year. Michigan -4.5. My second pick, Hoop Dogs money line versus Missouri. The line's not even out yet. I don't know why that is. I tried to find it. Probably be +120 somewhere in there. It doesn't matter. I don't even need to look at it. It could be +400 for all I care. Hoop Dogs money line in their SEC opener. Those are my 2 picks for the week, but I have a little sprinkle play. And I mean a dash. Don't you dare put a teaspoon on this. I'm talking like just
Dash.
kiss it. Marvin Harrison Jr. to be the #1 overall pick in the NFL draft. Plus 1,500. Put 1 unit on it and just let it sit until May. I think the odds right now are really good. This is my personal opinion. I'm not basing this off of anything I've seen. I think that as the draft process goes on, the Bears scout Caleb Williams more and more and more. They're not going to take him at #1 overall. What do? They either trade back to 2, 3, 4, or they take MHJ #1 overall. I think it's worth a sprinkle.
Interesting. So, good future. Second future of the year, because Pepe's got the Ravens doing the Super Bowl. At
Ravens.
+800, too. That's where Pepe got it. So, the odds have drastically changed for
Yeah.
which is wild. So, if you're going to lock that in, I suggest locking it in now, because the odds are only going to go more likely to him being the #1 pick.
Yes.
So I would hypothetically sprinkle whatever your 1 unit is. For me, it is a singular dollar, hypothetically.
See, my 1 unit is 25K, but
That's
for
here.
for
Hypothetically.
high rollers.
So, Pepe's weekly 2-pack, straight off the Zero Turn Toro. He went 4-0 last week. Pepe's on a heater right now.
Pepe is on a heater.
He's 40-33 on the year. So like we said, if you add up all those, we got a winning record. So somebody do the math. Michigan -4, 5-star play for Pepe this week. So last week he gave us a 5-star play on the Dogs -20. Smashed. And he's also got the Bills -2.5 in Miami against the Dolphins to win the division. So that's That's going to be a tough one.
That's got some spice.
I know that one's going to be a tough one. So yeah, book it. All great picks this week, and not something on the pick wise, but I did see this today, and I forgot to mention this when we were talking about Georgia Southern. The Sun Belt in the 2024 season will be the last FBS conference to have divisions. Everybody else in the conferences are doing no divisions.
Interesting. Very interesting.
So that's pretty interesting, like you said.
One more thing for the gambling corner, then let's go to our. You want to do winners or losers or Mount Rushmore?
Winners and losers, and we'll hit
One more thing for the gambling corner. If everybody goes undefeated 1 week, Bullfrog, you, me, Coop, Pepe, we got to do something extravagant,
Okay.
like lobster tails.
Okay. We'll have a
Not-
nice steak dinner. or
Not
something.
lobster tails specifically, but we're thinking that level
Yeah. We'll have like a nice steak dinner.
with all
or
of our
something on the
hypothetical
pod.
winnings.
Yeah.
All of our fake monies.
We'll go down to M&T Meats and find us something good.
Yeah. Coop and Bullfrog and Pepe don't get steaks, but
M&T Meats, please sponsor the podcast. If you want me to cut up some meat when I get some free time, I will do that. I will. So yeah, my winner this week is Big Penix energy, man. Michael Penix Jr. Great game. Almost had 500 yards of total offense, dude. I think he had 430, 440 in the air, 35 rushing yards. So, dude, great game by him. My loser of the week is Texas fans because they are not back.
they are so not back. My winner of the week, Ellis Robinson, was the Under Armour All-America MVP for his team, or for the defense or something like that. He's been clamping dudes in bowl practice, had a great week at the Under Armour camp.
It's two one-handed interceptions.
Yep. Yeah, Ellis Robinson, 5-star corner, possibly instant starter. We're talking like Malachi Stark situation here. Loser of the week, my enemies, my haters, my naysayers, my doubters.
Let all the naysayers know.
No context added to that, just had a good week, and the people that are counting me out are down tremendous.
You letting all the naysayers know?
Letting all the naysayers know.
So yeah, you want to kind of explain? It's not really a Mount Rushmore, but if you want to kind of explain,
It's
what we're doing
Yeah,
here.
it's kind of a Mount Rushmore. So if you are the quarterback of an NFL team, you're picking 4 players, 2 receivers, 1 tight end, 1 running back to be on your squad. And we're assuming that you have the capabilities of an NFL quarterback.
Yes.
So if you want to pick Tyreek Hill and be able to throw it 60 yards, then you can do so.
We're basically assuming you are Tom Brady.
Yeah, you're prime Tom.
Yes,
Now-
prime Tom Brady, prime Patrick Mahomes, whatever you want to be at quarterback.
Yeah,
That's
just
you.
pick your dudes.
You want to go first? You want me to?
I'll go ahead and start. I'm not going to explain any of these because I don't have to.
Okay.
Honorable mention, Christian McCaffrey.
Okay.
Tight end, Brock Bowers. Running back, Barry Sanders. Wide receivers, Larry Fitzgerald, Calvin Johnson.
Physical.
Yep.
I mean, you just got a lot of physical guys that are elusive but can also run your ass over. You know what I mean? Honorable mention for me, Julio Jones. It's freaking Julio. Wide receiver 1, dude, Megatron, Calvin Johnson. Pretty obvious here. My wide receivers are kind of standard. Wide receiver 2, Jerry Rice. You can line him up at the X, Y. You can put him in the slot, wherever you want to do. Jerry Rice was a versatile wide receiver. You know, obviously one of the best to ever do it at that position. So match him up with Calvin Johnson, you don't know what's coming at you.
No.
Tight end, I wanted to go not really standard. I don't feel like this is much of a spicy one, but I wanted to kind of go more of versatility. Shannon Sharp, he's a good blocker. He's a good red zone threat, good vertical threat, but also can beat you in the middle of the field and can run with the best of them.
Yep.
Running back, CJ2K, Chris Johnson, great pass catcher, great running back. You know, obviously broke 2,000 yards in his career. You know, second best 40 time in the combine history. CJ2K. Shout out Dylan Rosado, CJ2K. We used to run Madden franchises in college, and he would always get Chris Johnson, and he would have rushed for 200 yards on me with him in a single game. So.
I'm going with classic. Just a bunch of just
Dogs. Yeah.
just classic guys that have been there.
So yeah, dude. That was a good episode. First one of the new year, man. We're going to get some interviews rolling out here soon.
We're going to have some interviews rolling out soon. Josh has worked up a great intro for us.
Yeah.
We're working on our technical skills.
We're getting better.
We are still waiting for some good applications to come in to run our television.
Yeah, so if you're on Spotify, the intro video is obviously not going to be on Spotify. So flip over to our YouTube if you just are curious and just want to watch it. So YouTube, you'll see, you obviously, if you're on YouTube, you've already seen it because it was at the beginning of the episode. So
Yep.
That being said, thank you guys. We're about to go eat some crab cakes. So I'm pretty excited about that.
Quite excited.
I know.
If you want a job, DM us in Twitter and send us your applications and your 40 time.
Yeah. And your Wonderlick score.
Yeah. We just want your Wonderlick and your 40.
Yeah, so once the combine runs around, we'll do our own combine test.
We should go on the backyard and stopwatch.
Oh, we're gonna. Shuttle drill, everything.
I'm putting my cleats on.
Oh, I'm putting the cleats on, man. What are you I'm breaking out the old high school
I'm gonna
cleats,
be
buddy.
wearing compression shorts like they do and just like a super tight cutoff.
I'm not because of my Big Johnson. But that's about
See.
it.
Got no issues there. That big Penix energy.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, be sure to like and subscribe on YouTube. Give us a follow on Spotify. Give us a 5-star rating on Spotify. Follow us on Twitter. And we're going to get social platforms going here soon if we get some help because we don't want to do it. And potentially here soon, in the next couple months, we might have some merch. We might. We don't know if they're going to be for sale.
This might be, you got to give us a lock for a shirt.
I like that. A lock for a shirt, potentially.
We're workshopping.
Workshop. Thanks, guys. Water Hose Drinkers Nation. See ya. Fucking